Hello guys, welcome back to Gaurav Tutorials. In this video, we will be talking about the structure of amino acids. Now, at first, I want you to have an understanding of what are the amino acids. So, amino acids happen to be the building blocks of the proteins, right? They are the building blocks of proteins. Now, we could have different types of amino acids that are present in the biological world. But for manufacturing the proteins, we would need 20 different types of amino acids. Okay. And these 20 different types of amino acid that we would come across are nothing but they are substituted methane. Okay. They are substituted methane. Let us try to recall the formula of methane. It goes like CH4. Right, that's the molecular formula of methane. If you have to draw it structurally, you can draw it C binds with H at 4 different positions. Okay, so there are 4 bonds of carbon with hydrogen. If each of these H present in the structure of methane are replaced by R, which happens to be alkyl group, by NH2, that's amino group, then COOH, that is carboxylic group. Okay, carboxyl group, and then ultimately H stands for hydrogen. Okay, so if each of these hydrogen present in the structure of the methane are replaced by R, NH2, carboxyl and H, then we derive the basic structure, or I can say the skeleton of the amino acids. So let us try substituting each of these here. There you go with C. One of the H gets replaced by R. Okay, R stands for alkyl group. The other one is replaced by NH2, the amino group. And then you got COOH, the carboxyl group, and H. Now, if you look at this structure and observe closely, you find on this carbon, we have got 2 groups attached, the carboxyl group and the amino group. So this carbon is called as alpha carbon, and the amino acid can also be called as alpha amino acids. Okay, the amino acids would be also referred to as alpha amino acid because on the same carbon they have got 2 different functional groups attached. Right now, what do you interpret out of this R? What is this R, the alkyl? What do you understand by alkyl group? Here we have to take into consideration, or we have to take into account the fact that there are 3 different categories of hydrocarbon. The major one that we will be focusing is alkane. Alkane has a general formula of CnH2n plus 2, where N happens to be number of carbon. Okay, now alkane is having different examples of it. You got, when there is 1 carbon, you have methane, CH4. Okay, similarly, if it is C2H6, you got ethane and so on. Okay, so like you can go on with this thing, you can go with the propane, butane, pentane, hexane and so on. Right, just replace the value of N here and multiply it with 2 and add 2 to the hydrogen group, you will get the alkane. What I'm going to do is, from this alkane, I will deduce 1 hydrogen. I will actually subtract 1 hydrogen and I'll get alkyl group. Right, so if I got this alkane as CH4, from the CH4, if I remove 1 hydrogen, I get CH3. Okay, what was CH4? CH4 was methane. Now, as I have removed 1 hydrogen from it, this methane would be called as methyl now. Okay, likewise, if you remove 1 hydrogen from C2H6, that is ethane, you get C2H5. You will call this as ethyl. Okay, so depending on this, will be having R as a variable group. So no matter whatever the amino acid you get, this particular part in any amino acid, between any amino acids, would remain common. The only differentiating part for each of these amino acids would be this R, that is the alkyl group. Okay, so let us take few examples and actually try to understand. Okay, so what am I going to do? I will be replacing this R, that is the alkyl group, with H. Okay, so let's say R here, alkyl group here is H. So what will be the amino acid formed? As I told you, this basic structure would remain common for each of the amino acids. So what I'm going to do is I'll just copy it. There you go. Right? So if I remove, I replace this R with H here, the hydrogen, the amino acid that I'm going to get is glycine. Okay, I get this amino acid as glycine. Okay, if I remove this R, if the alkyl group contains methyl, okay, if this is methyl here, the amino acid will be called as alanine. Okay, similarly, if the R is replaced by hydroxymethane, hydroxymethyl group, CH2OH, you get the amino acid serine. Okay, if you observe each of these three amino acids, you'll find excuse me, this remains common. The only variable part is this R. Okay, also amino acids, some of the amino acids produce pleasant smell. They are aromatic in nature. So there are three examples of these aromatic amino acids. They are tyrosine, they are tryptophan. One of them is tryptophan. The other one is phenylalanine. Phenylalanine. Okay. Now also you could have the amino acid as acidic, basic, and neutral. The acidic amino acid, one of the example of the acidic amino acid is glutamic acid. It's glutamic acid. The basic amino acid is lysine. I'm giving you only one example. There are other more, like there are others as well. Okay, the neutral is valine. Alright, so this is it in this video. We have actually tried to understand how is the amino acid formed and what are the different functional group associated with it. In the other video, we will also talk about, we'll be talking about the formation of the peptide bond. That is, how do these amino acids, these different 20 amino acids get together and they form a long chain of protein called as polypeptide. I want to emphasize on one particular point is that the amino acid contains both the group, the amino group as well as this carboxylic group bound to the same carbon, and therefore the amino acids are called as alpha amino acids. So that is it, guys, of this video. In the next video, we will be talking about the formation of the bonds in the proteins. Right? Thank you very much. Till then, take a very good care of yourself, and see you in the next video.